Hello, Warframe. I'm RigidChaos67. Sorry I haven't posted anything in a really long time. I've been actually really busy, and then I got sick, and then I was just feeling like crap. Yeah. But anyways, I felt like doing a new Warframe build for you guys, and today's going to be Frost Prime. Now, for those who don't know Frost, his abilities are pretty simple. He's got a freeze, an ice wave, a globe, and then his fourth ability, which is an AoE base avalanche. Freezes and deals damage to enemies. It's pretty useful. It's pretty handy. There's multiple builds for Frost. You can build them for a slightly bigger globe. You can build them for a smaller globe. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to be using his power strength with the avalanche build. Chilling globe is mostly for lower levels, in my personal opinion. Now I'm going to put on Arcane Guardian just to make sure on all my tanky Warframes. Although I'm not gonna have them come after me. I'm just gonna put them on invisible or immortal or whatever, one of the two. But I just want to demonstrate what Avalanche does, for those who don't know. Because there was a lot of new Warframe players recently with the Plains launch, and a lot of them, they're just starting to finally understand all the Warframes. So, for those who don't know, this is what Avalanche does. See how I have a 957? That's extra armor. So if I get hit, instead of taking it from my health, it'll take it away from that armor. Making, whoops. Ah! Oh well. Well, cool. Actually, I purged icy armor. That's exactly what I wanted to happen, because otherwise it won't get purged, and it'll just sit there for an undocumented amount of time. Anyways, so let's take away some of these guys. Let's first kill all enemies, make sure they're all dead. Let's just do, yeah, 5 enemies is perfect. We'll jump them up, to level 110 and show you why I like Icy Avalanche rather than a globe for higher level. Although the globe is actually very powerful. It's about 15,000 HP with my current build. I'll go and explain the build a little bit after I demonstrate why I like it so much. Alright. And this is a perfect weapon to take down Corrupted. So, perfect. Boom. Okay, so basically, it's a cakewalk. Sometimes you have to hit him multiple times with the avalanche, but bam, 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 32,000. All those numbers. I love seeing those numbers. Okay. Now I'm not going to go over my Vectis build. That will be another video. But basically, what just happened was simple. I hit him with avalanche. I lowered their armor by so much that I literally dropped them down probably a couple 20 levels worth of armor. And that's because of this. Okay, first we'll start off with freeze and we'll go down the list. Okay, so freeze, basically freezing a single target in their tracks. 11 seconds of stun, area damage is 328, total base damage 766, so total damage is, let's see, carry the 5, it's about 1800, no, 1900, yeah, about 1900 and some change. Ice wave, 1500 damage, not too bad. It's good for getting rid of curbed enemies when you're trying to get them into a single point, trying to funnel them into one area to stun them. It goes really well with a combo of avalanche. So you do ice wave and you hit them with an avalanche, because ice wave will partially stun them. They'll get disorientated for the most part. And then of course you got your snow globe. It slows them down by 67%. which will never change. It'll always will stay 67%. As you can see, health glow base is 5,000. Mods have literally put 10,400 HP on it. And of course, avalanche. Now, the 87% armor reduction is what you really want to take a look at. Now, you can up this. You can put on even more power strength by sacrificing either range or whatever. But I find that if you sacrifice range, it really kills it. 15 to 21 just with a stretch. So it really kills the range if you remove that stretch off the build. Anyways, let's go into the build and I'll explain it from there. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's just remove all this so I can show you his base stats. Alright, so his base stats are 300, 150 energy, 300 health, 525 shield. He's a slow dude at 0.95. And of course, here's the build here. So, he doesn't really need duration unless you want to build for CC. So, if you want to build for his globe and overwhelming power, you want to build for power strength. Especially if you want to plan to run the Icy Avalanche. As you saw earlier, I got over 1,000 just by hitting maybe a half a dozen. I think I hit like maybe 6. One thing I noticed with Icy Avalanche is if you lower your power strength to below 100%, you've got to hit like maybe double the amount of enemies if you put it up to 200%. So Icy Avalanche, when you hit more enemies, you get armor. But I've noticed that if you have a higher power strength, I'm thinking 200 power strength is maybe giving me 120 per enemy, because like I said, I hit like 6, maybe 7 enemies. I got like 12 to 1400 icy armor with the 200 plus power strength. So I'm thinking power strength increases the amount of damage I'm getting reduced per hit. In fact, actually, let's test that out real quick. We're just summoning one enemy because that's all you really need to really find out. Let's just summon a quick corrupted bombard, and we'll fall off the platform here, so that way we'll baseline. Looks like I'm just gonna take some damage, and it's not actually counting my icy armor. All right, whatever. Let's just die that way at all. There we go. Now it should. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Because sometimes there's a glitch with icy armor. It'll say you have some, but you don't actually have any. There we go. Yeah. Yep. So higher power strength means you get more icy armor per enemy, because as you saw, I got 131. If we go by what the mod says, I should have technically only gotten 60 per enemy hit, not 131. So you do actually get more power strength per hit, or more armor per hit based off your power strength. So take that into account. So if you lower your power strength, you're actually going to reduce the amount of damage you get per enemy. So it really doesn't matter which way you go, because it depends on your play style, really. So, for example, let's say I want to build more for Icy Avalanche, but I also want to build for CC. I might want to reduce the power strength by getting rid of maybe these 2 mods here, put this here, and then put maybe overextended, and then put on auger reach to curb that power strength a bit to increase the range. Or maybe just get rid of this, put that here, and then just put an auger reach to give it another 40%. That'd be 175. I would lose about 50 strength, so that'd be about 180. Or I could just drop intensify and throw an auger reach in general. You know, there's so many ways you could build them. This is my personal play style. I think 21 meters, at least for me, is perfect enough, because here's how I play. And my frost, I'll throw up my globe You know, I'll throw out my globe, and then as they get close, hit it with an avalanche to basically buff the party. I mostly use my frost for defenses, mobile defenses, occasional survivals depending on the area, Grineer or not, or Corpus or whatever, depending on what level they are, what I'm fighting. And he will scale pretty well against most enemies, especially with a power strength avalanche build, because like I said, he's amazing when you fight infested, and I'll demonstrate why he's amazing when you fight infested. So we're just gonna summon infested here. Where's the infestation? Ah, here they are. Alright, so we're just gonna summon, let's say 20 chargers, level 110s, and we're just gonna Argo all of them here. We'll hit them with a frost bubble, let them get all close. Yeah, see, as you can see now, like that 131 armor is kind of glitching out here. I gotta actually probably hit or fall off. There we go. That's better. HC 1800 just from hitting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 enemies. So the problem with Icy Avalanches you may have seen is it didn't, when I hit them again, it didn't add on anymore. So every single time you cast, if you get unlucky, get hit with a glitch like I did recently, it might take a second cast to get that armor. But once you get that armor, unless you hit newer enemies, like another batch of enemies that you just didn't hit previously, you're not going to get additional Icy armor. And you have to hit more than what you just hit them with. So let's say I get from 1800 and I drop to 500 total and I cast it again. It's not going to add on more Icy Avalanche unless I hit more than what I previously hit earlier. So if, let's say I hit 15 enemies there and I got 1800, I would have to hit at least 16 enemies in order to actually gain more Icy armor, and they would have to be newer enemies I didn't hit previously. It's a little weird glitch. I think they did it so players get curbed, so you can only have so much Icy armor, because if they didn't do it that way, you could get some insane Icy Avalanche just by going like constantly. So they did it to curb the spammers and make you really strategically throw down your ultimate to conserve energy and play strategically, and I admire that. I like how DE did that. So without further ado, we'll end it on the build. And oh, and if you want to put in Chilling Globe instead of Icy Avalanche, go right ahead. It'll work with both builds depending on your playstyle. It'll work with both builds. Anyhow, that's my Frost build. I hope you guys found it informative and useful. If this isn't quite your playstyle, or it's very similar, change it however way you need to. This is just pretty much how I build my Frost, but you can build them any way you want. Like I said, it's almost impossible to build a wrong Frost. It really is. I mean, Frost is one of the most balanced Warframes in the game. He's one of my favorites. He's definitely on my top 10. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Oh, and I got a question for everyone here. What's your favorite Warframe that's defensive? Is it Frost, Gara, Volt, heck, even Rhino, maybe Nidus? What's your defense frame? What frame do you bring to your mobile defenses, and why? Like, why do you like that frame? Like, do you like it because of their ultimate, their second, their third, whatever? Let me know in the comments below.